There's a woman in this story who is known mostly for her waiting. She waits by a window. She waits for a man to return. She waits through seasons, through gossip, through the slow rearrangement of the world around her. In some versions, she weaves by day and unweaves by night. In others, she simply refuses to move on. You already know her, Penelope in the Odyssey. While Odysseus travels, fights wars, seduces goddesses, resists some temptations and gives in to others, Penelope's heroism is quieter. She delays, she defers, she survives by not choosing for 20 years. What's remarkable is not just her patience, it's that the story frames this patience as virtue. Waiting becomes loyalty, stillness becomes strength, endurance becomes love. And we are told very gently that this is a beautiful thing. And another thing is that this story doesn't stay in ancient Greece or in that era. It travels through countries, through borders, through time. Penelope shows up again in Victorian novels, in women who hold the fort while men find themselves, in wives who manage homes while ambition is outsourced elsewhere. She appears in post partition India in women who stay behind while men leave for work, for wars, for other cities, for other lives. She even appears in cinema in the woman who believes love means standing by, in the character who is praised not for what she wants but for what she tolerates. What's fascinating is this: the waiting woman is never shown as inactive. She is always busy, raising children, managing households, preserving legacy, being strong. But her strength is always static. The man's story moves forward, hers holds the place. This repetition across cultures makes the story feel natural, inevitable even, as if this is simply how the world works. But stories don't repeat because they are true, they repeat because they are useful. Today, Penelope no longer waits by a window. She waits on WhatsApp. She waits for clarity. She waits for someone to be ready. She waits in workplaces for recognition, for the title, for promotion, for the moment it will finally be her turn. She waits in families, being the emotional glue, the one who adjusts, the one who understands. And here's the clever part: the language has changed. We no longer call it waiting, we call it being patient, being mature, being low maintenance, not being demanding. These sound like virtues, and they are, until they become a life strategy. Men in these same stories are still allowed motion. They are figuring things out. They are not there yet. They are on a journey. Penelope, meanwhile, is praised for not interrupting that journey. What this story insidiously steals is not opportunity, it steals the impulse to act. When you are taught that waiting is noble, wanting begins to feel rude. Asking feels disruptive. Choosing feels like being selfish. Many women don't feel oppressed, they feel reasonable. And that's the most powerful version of a story, the one that convinces you you are choosing it. Penelope, if you look closely, was clever. She delayed remarriage, she resisted erasure. But the tragedy is not her waiting. The tragedy is that the story never asks what she wanted. The epic ends when Odysseus returns, not when Penelope speaks. The thing is, when we are audience to stories, we are not just getting entertained. These stories are training us. They are training our brains, our personalities.